Talkin Sex Live is recorded for a live audience. This show is for mature listeners and all advice is for entertainment purposes only. This is Talkin Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and we're unlicensed sexual health therapists. We haven't had any type of formal training or gone any type of schooling for our sexual knowledge.
We're just couples had a whole lot of sex and a lot of experience, and we want to share our knowledge with the world.
That's right. We love each other very much. We express our love with each other, and now we want to express our love with you by sharing our type of lovemaking.
That's right. So get some clean sheets down.
And get ready to get aroused. So, tonight on the show, we have our producer, Bobby Pastalong. How you doing tonight, Bobby?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm doing good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Good to be back. Good to be back.
getting some podcast training under your belt there. Second time on the show. Is starting to do some. Are you diving into music producing or?
I still keep up with a lot of the people I work with, and I help them out, where I can. But yeah, mostly focusing on learning all about the podcasting industry and kind of connecting with different artists and comedians and networking and stuff like that. So it's been a fun journey, kind of transitioning away from that.
Well, you're doing such a good job, and that's why we brought you back on the show. And I'm glad you're here.
Stop it.
Yeah, you're great, man. We love you. So. If you've noticed, my voice is a little bit deeper. I'm kind of battling through a little sickness, but it's nothing big, nothing to be alarmed about. Chet's going to be all right. I just got a real deep, sexy voice for tonight's show. That's right. So hopefully no one's turned on in this room.
I mean, a little bit. I'm a little turned on.
So I'm going to have to keep you down.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about our guest specialist, though. For tonight, we've got our spiritual financial advisor, Ember. How you doing tonight, Ember?
Excellent.
Are you turned on by my sexy voice?
I am as turned on as I usually am by your voice.
Very good. I like that option and answer. I'm sure Diane likes it as well. So
You could go deeper, too.
yeah, I can. Do you want me to go deeper? What if I talk like this?
Like Batman.
Oh, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Sorry. But Ember, what have you been up to lately?
I've been working with my shadow self and trying to, knowing that I'm a luminous creature, but that there's balance in the world, I wanted to dig in deep to the parts of myself that I love, but I'm ashamed of.
So you gestured towards your vulva there. Do you...
They're not in my vulva. I'm just pointing down.
Got it.
My vulva is down, like lower than my eyes.
Your root chakra?
No, I mean I'm just pointing downward.
Oh, just downward.
Generally down.
You're not gesturing towards. I
mean,
need to focus on this
I'm
area.
Just usually,
right here.
like shadow self, darkness, hell. Maybe I'm like down. Like talking about like luminous love, God type of thing. Up.
Yeah.
So explain a little bit more about your shadow self. What does that mean?
My shadow self is, when we're growing up and we take on all of these impressions about the world, about what's okay and what's not okay. And for example, if we see our mother judge somebody for not having nice shoes on, then we might, every time we see somebody that has ugly shoes, think that they are lesser. And then therefore, even though I want to wear these really ugly shoes, when I wear them, I feel ashamed. And so my darkness is not allowing me to do what I want, and it's also judging Bobby's shoes very strongly right now.
I thought so. I was like, you keep gesturing towards my shoes.
She must not like Vans.
Yeah, exactly.
But
slip-on Vans is where it's at.
I mean, this is a
it's
comparatively,
out of the camera.
I mean, you're a producer, but I mean, Chet and Diane are both wearing very nice
Yeah.
I mean, my pants are off too. You didn't talk about that.
That's not the same issue.
Okay.
But I mean, it's good to bring this up because a lot of people are ashamed of their sexual selves. Like if it's not okay for a man to be penetrated in his anus. It's not okay for me to, jerk off while I suck on toes. It is okay as long as it's consensual and you're keeping it safe and you're keeping it sane as you're not causing any type of psychological damage to yourself or others.
But maybe there's somebody who would judge it because they want to be psychologically harmed. Maybe they want that. And
or maybe they want to wear Vans.
Yeah, maybe just like
maybe
slip-ons. They're very
Bobby,
easy.
throw them in the garbage.
Man.
Okay.
She really doesn't like your slip-on shoes.
I know, man.
Sorry.
Oh,
This is my
God.
shadow. So you
That's
guys.
your shadow self.
This is my shadow self.
Wow.
So
okay.
normally
Gotcha.
I would just button it inside and I'd be like, oh no, they're fine, right?
Yeah.
How many times do women do that, right? I have a real thought, a real feeling, but it's not acceptable, so I'm just gonna swallow it, right? And instead, I told you those shoes make you look poor.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they make you look unkempt.
Yeah. Does
You
it
know?
does it hurt you to look at my shoes? Is it painful for you?
It disgusts me.
Disgusting.
Man.
Like
Yeah.
you holding vomit back
Like
right
that.
now? Yeah.
Yeah, like-
Jeez.
Ouch. Yeah.
But I mean, normally, of course,
Sounds like it's worse for you than it is for me. These shoes are comfy
absolutely,
as fuck.
and
Yeah,
that's
very
it's my
comfortable.
shadow, right?
Yeah.
You're just living your life,
Yeah.
and that's how it is with everyone's shadow, right? You could be judging somebody for wearing makeup. You could be judging somebody for putting their mother in a nursing home,
Wow.
right? All of these things that we're judging other people for are based in something that we judge about ourselves.
That's really deep.
What
Yeah.
you love in others is what you love in yourself, and what you hate in others is what you hate in yourself.
Exactly.
So if I'm a man and I love to be pegged, is that because I love to put my penis in other buttholes?
So you love to be pegged. There's nothing about your shadow self.
Oh, I'm
that
not. I'm just saying hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if you were ashamed of it and did it anyway, then it would be coming from somewhere where you thought when men should not be pegged.
Well, there you go.
And you would maybe feel or express disgust over somebody else being pegged, but then go in the bedroom and do it yourself. It's your shadow.
Interesting.
I heard about this new trend called figging.
Figging?
You ever heard of this?
It's like you
Yes.
fuck yourself with a fig Newton?
No, it's much worse.
Oh no.
Yeah, you take a ginger root and you
Ooh.
shave it into like a dildo formation,
Okay, yeah.
and you stick it up your rear quarters.
Yeah, that would be very
Your
spicy.
butthole?
Yeah,
Be really hot.
it's a thing. Yeah.
Man.
You know, I'm
not-
wrong. I didn't know about that. I thought it was something different.
Wow. I was picturing something about a fig.
Well, no, I'm trying to think of somebody just told me about it. Vabbing, I think it's called vabbing.
Vabbing?
Where you put
Vabbing.
because the kids are very interested in pheromones, of course, naturally.
yeah.
The idea of them, so they insert a finger into their
Oh.
vagina, get the juices, and then dab it
Yeah.
on
Get their
themselves.
vagina all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that actually works,
Mm.
but
I love Diane's
I
smell.
do like the fact that younger women are feeling comfortable touching themselves and
Yeah.
getting interested in their biological system and how it works socially.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I am now curious about shaving a ginger root down. You've given me a good idea.
So I was gonna say I kind of I guess I judge slightly. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But you're saying that because I don't want to do it, that means that I actually do?
No, you
Maybe.
can say I don't want to do it and that's neutral. But if you're like, Chet, the fact that you just told me that you want to do that makes me want to throw up.
Oh. Is that how really Ember feels, or is this
Oh,
your
no,
shadow
no.
Ember?
No. Ember is fine with you putting ginger in your
ginger
butt.
root.
And,
'Cause
yeah.
you can carve it
I'm
to
talking
however
about
shape
Bobby.
you want.
Bobby, if Bobby was, in this hypothetical situation, if Bobby was disgusted by it and had a real feeling about it, that would be his shadow self, because
right.
that would mean that there was something appealing about it that you were feeling ashamed of inside.
Okay.
But just being neutral about it and saying it's not for me, that's totally fine.
I heard
okay.
that.
Good. I'm glad to know that I don't secretly want to stick ginger up my
Yeah.
ass.
I know, but now this is a good metric,
I
right?
kind of
Yeah.
do. That sounds fun. I heard.
Like it would burn, though.
I heard carrots are the number one thing that people insert into their vaginas, if
A
beyond dildos. Or no, wait, it's candles.
Candles
Candles
makes more
is the
sense
one.
to me.
Yeah, candles. would
Sorry,
make more
Candles
not
sense.
carrots.
Yeah.
Candles.
Yeah,
But I
candles sound
feel
a little more smoother. I feel
with
like.
because you have these different preferences of butt plugs and stuff that you put in your anus, and different you can just literally carve it into a ginger root,
Yeah.
but it would be spicy.
How
Yeah.
big of a ginger root are you getting? Because when I go to the store, those
Yeah.
ginger roots are small. Because
Yeah.
I like to make a lot of Thai food.
Yeah.
Well, there's some pretty big ones. I think.
Yeah, you can
Are
get some
there
big ones.
like big?
Yeah,
Maybe you go to
it's-
the
I
Asian
think
market,
it's-
there's different varieties.
I think it's kind of like subcategory of the BDSM community a little bit. Like it's sort of kind of like a pain pleasure thing.
Yeah, totally pain pleasure. So just make sure that you carve a flange at the bottom so it doesn't get stuck.
That's a really good point.
That is that's the best
Safety
point there.
first.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we're talking sex live, we have Dr. Elliot back on the show. So if you remember from a previous show, he was on talking about his product called Firm Tech, where he makes a sex tech which measures your erections, the hardness of your erections while you sleep, also while you have sex or you masturbate, have solo play. So we got him back on the show just so we can have some extra follow-up questions. We did test out his products, and we're excited to ask him some follow-up questions. So how are you doing tonight, Dr. Elliot?
It's great. It's a beautiful sunset here in Montana.
Oh, very nice. His day's getting longer. Is it getting warmer up there?
Yeah, today hits 50.
Oh, nice. It is 80 degrees right now.
Yeah.
T-shirt weather here.
We are very warm right now. So, but
if it was 80 degrees, I'd be naked.
Yeah, pretty much. So you just get used to how warm it is around here, and you get cold if it gets below 70. So, but we did test out your product, both Diane and myself, and also Ember tested out your product. So, and we've got some questions. Overall, I think it's amazing. I do feel that it is very pleasurable on my penis. There are a few questions that I have about it, and
sure,
the women can also talk about their experience as well. So,
have you tested the new product, the Ringmate?
Yeah, the Ringmate. So yeah, this guy,
cool.
We got it right here. This is an interesting product. So we don't do a lot of missionary, but when we do, it was pleasurable. But we do a lot of different side positions. So this guy only goes on top while you're having sex. And Diane couldn't really...
Well, it works in the Amazon position too.
Oh, on top. Got it.
Top,
yeah, we do a lot of doggy style.
Cowgirl position.
Yeah, inverted doggy style.
Bobby, you're smiling. What do you call that position, Bobby?
I call it cowgirl.
Yeah. Cowgirl, reverse cowgirl.
Cowgirl or reverse cowgirl.
Amazon.
Well, yeah, that's a different one. But
I think that one must have come out after Wonder Woman.
Yeah. The Amazon one is like where it looks like the woman is fucking you, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Basically, the woman's on top too.
Yeah.
It's the legs are open.
Yeah. Exactly.
Your legs are wrapped around her.
There you go.
Yeah. So I did try it out at night. I also tried it on for when we were having sex, and I got some varying results. So
Chet, what were you doing when you went for this 10-minute thing?
I think that was a blowjob.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a blowjob.
Why have a blowjob just 10 minutes?
Say that again. Why have a blowjob for 10 minutes?
A blowjob for just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it looks like you put it on, and then you had like 6-minute blowjob.
That was the interesting part, is that the duration's 16 minutes, but then the other duration says it's 10 minutes. What does that mean?
Well, the duration, when you put it on, you're flaccid.
Yeah.
Or the device is taking, but by the way, just we recommend that the sensors work best with the device on your body for more than 12 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
So if you're going to have sex, you put it on afterwards. But that's, what I see, what I see here is that we see a rock hard erection. A 10 is a rock hard erection.
Okay, so that's another thing that I wanted to ask you about is if it's a 10, what I'm a science guy, so what does that 10 mean? Rockwell hardness test, you can put 3 points on some aluminum or steel and it'll tell you what the pounds per square inch, the hardness of the actual material.
Got it.
What does the 10 mean?
I understand the question.
Yeah.
And that's a question that is answered by the computer.
Okay.
Because we're not using any standard measurements here. So there's a pressure sensor there, and then inside the hook there's a strain gauge.
Okay.
So the pressure sensor, as the penis expands, the pressure sensor deforms. It's pushed in, and the hook is pulled down. And the computer then knows that rock hard is a 10, and you then have a comparison to what rock hard is of both this pulling on the strain gauge and the pressing against the pressure sensor, and the computer then has an algorithm that interprets on a 1/10 scale how hard you are relative to an absolutely hard dick.
Okay, so it's pretty much just a gradient scale. It's not actually like pounds per square inch or anything like that.
Correct, exactly, yeah.
Got it. That makes more sense.
It's not like a blood pressure cuff on your dick.
Yeah, it's not telling you.
Millimeters of mercury.
That's right. Yeah. So This was my nighttime one. So my problem with the nighttime is that, well, first of all, I have a hard time sleeping at night. So I take my different methods of whatnot to fall asleep. Most of the time I'm pretty good, enough mushroom powder and whatnot during the day, and I can go ahead and fall asleep. But if there's something out of the ordinary, it's hard for me to fall asleep. So I did fall asleep, but then I got one erection, and then I can't remember what happened. It wouldn't go away. I don't know. I woke up, and then I couldn't fall back to sleep again. Yeah.
All you got to do is unhook it.
Okay.
And then the erection will go away, and you just go back to bed.
Okay. So and then that's what I did. Right.
This is I'm not gonna say it's common, but I'm gonna say it's not uncommon when people are first using the device. It turns them on.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was turned on, and I was like, I wanted to jerk off, but I was so damn tired. So
it's 2:30 in the morning, so you don't want it. It's
it's like I could just go in the bathroom and jerk off. But yeah,
usually after the third or fourth time at night, it doesn't happen.
Got it. So just keep at it, I guess.
So, but Chet, on this particular subject, there's a female fertility doctor in New York City who wants us to develop an app that will wake up the woman when her guy is having an erection at night, because if it's her time of fertility, so that way she can jump in.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because she complained. She says that a lot of the men in her fertility practice, their lives are too stressful for them to have sex, blah blah blah, and they want to have sex obviously at the time of peak fertility.
Got it. Yeah. So it's like you wear this device, and then it when you get an erection, it'll alarm the woman, and that wakes her up. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't. We're not gonna. It would take to develop a new app like that. It would be a little bit of money, but
it's a lot of money.
It's kind of a nifty idea, though.
That sounds cool. I also found that because your testicles, they ascend, and then to regulate their temperature by going in and out of the body, that when this was around the balls, my nuts were always outside of my body, and so my balls would get cold at night. So I would wake up and I'm like, my nuts are really cold, and so they're not going back in because this was preventing it from going inside. So how do you remedy that?
No, your nuts want to stay out. Your nuts want to be outside.
Okay,
that's
all
where
the
you
time.
maximize testosterone production.
Got it. So they were just cold, and I couldn't sleep.
So your body is actually. I mean, unless you're in a very cold, real cold weather situation, but your body wants to basically keep them outside your body. And by the way, I have to say this is kind of idiosyncratic because we've documented over 70,000 erections, and you were the first person to complain that his nuts are a problem. So let me. I gotta ask.
I've been outlining.
Diane, what are his nuts like?
Oh,
I thought they were normal.
I thought they were normal too.
Not.
So I don't know. I guess mine need to be warmer. But
They do have to be warmer.
Because there are men who are taking testosterone, there are men who have small nuts. Who have small nuts.
So we need more.
And
I think they're normal size. I don't know.
And there are men who are taking testosterone whose nuts get smaller because of that. And the nuts, in those circumstances, the nuts tend to retract under the loop, but it's not harmful.
Maybe I just produce too much testosterone.
Yeah,
that'll be it. I think that's what's happening.
problem.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. All right, we're gonna move on to the last one here. This one's kind of funny to me. So I don't know if I did something wrong with it, but this was like the first time that I used it. And as you can see,
that's weird.
Yeah, it goes up and down. So my theory, and I don't know if this is something that is correct or not, so I'm uncircumcised. So when you stroke my penis, you don't need any lube or anything. It just goes up and down.
Right.
So I was thinking that since it was at the base of my penis and it was moving up and down, it wasn't tracking the hardness of my penis. It was just kind of moving the sensor up and down. I don't know if that's what's going on.
So you had this on wrapped around your testicles, and then you dropped your testicles in for this, right? You didn't have it wrapped around the base.
No, it was fine. I kind of like it like that because what it's doing is it's rubbing my perineum, and it's also rubbing on the shaft as it goes up and down, and it's very pleasurable for me. So I enjoy it immensely. But for the graph here, this was just the very
I've
first
never,
time.
again, I've probably looked at several thousand recordings, and I've never seen
Never seen this, because according to that
like
graph,
this.
I was getting a
mean,
boner completely
this,
flaccid.
This is the type of thing that I would expect if someone were doing this. So it is possible if you were stroking. Were you masturbating?
What was going on here? I think it was
I
another
was giving you a hand job.
hand job and blow job.
I think it was just a hand job.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
sweet.
Yeah, it looks to me like the I'm trying to like one of the sensors is just really being fired by a vigorous
tug and
vigorous
rub.
sex.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see I'm trying to visualize.
Was this a very violent hand job?
Yeah.
I'm glad to share that one with me. I'd like you to send that image to me.
Okay,
because
sure
I want
thing.
to incorporate that into my talk because I've never. Maybe guys are not, like when guys. I would say about 3 times a week. Men will want me to look at their file, and their file is a lot larger than ours. These are guys who are using the device, 20, 30 times, and they send me their files. And I've seen files of obviously people sleeping and people having sex, and I've never seen that before.
Oh, great.
And I'm guessing it's because of a really vigorous pounding.
Oh yeah, that's how we do
There
it.
it is.
So it's Chet and Diane go to town on
He
each
likes
other.
it.
Yeah.
I did have a guy who's using auto blow, who
Was that a
who told me
stroker?
had a weird
Auto
reading.
blow?
But he didn't show it to me.
Auto blow.
But I'm
I don't
guessing-
think I've heard of auto blow. What's this?
You ever heard of auto blow?
No, I haven't. No. Sorry.
Is it in a stroker?
It's a stroker. It's like
Okay.
I mean, it's like Handy or Kiru or VacuGlide. I think
Okay.
actually VacuGlide is made by auto blow. Yeah, it's a machine.
Yeah. Just goes. all right,
And
got it.
and the guy contacted me and said he had a really weird reading, kind of like what you described. They asked to send it to me. He didn't send it to me. But you send me that because I'd like to incorporate that into.
Your talk. Yeah. Here's a guy who jerked off way too hard, and here's what happens. So.
Diane, you are more powerful than a machine.
This is what you want to achieve,
Yeah.
right, Diane?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This is ideal performance.
Yeah, we did a lot of tantric sex where I got really raging hard, then flaccid, raging hard and flaccid, raging hard and flaccid. Yeah.
Nice.
But
I'm guessing that again. I've had sex with the device pretty much several times a week, and obviously it's not. I got a complaint to my wife. It's not vigorous enough. I have a new model there.
yeah.
I'm gonna pit
Because
myself.
what we'll see is we'll hit like a 10, and then it'll go a little, like around 10, we'll get a pattern up there, but not that deep,
Pounded
Yeah.
back and
Wow.
forth. Oh yeah.
1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a very unique penis where it's not. I call it a hybrid penis because the skin around the base of my head got separated so that I can pull it back and it looks like it's circumcised, and then I pull it up and it doesn't. So it is basically like I have lube, but it's just skin. So, but yeah, that's what my theory.
You're a special guy.
I
I'm
think
a
they
special
call that a polarizing pole, I think is what it is.
Polarizing pole?
Yeah, right?
I just call it a hybrid. Yeah.
Hybrid, yeah.
Yeah, it's both. That's the both worlds. So, but, and then lastly, so my device stopped turning on. So I don't know if I broke it or it won't.
Too fucking vigorous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it won't charge anymore. So I don't know. I plug it in and it doesn't turn red when it's on here. So. I don't. It's just. I hold it down. I tried different chargers. I guess. What charger would you recommend?
It only charges off of this. You're talking about the ring-mate?
Yeah. So you get it on this guy here, and when I plug it in, it doesn't turn red anymore, and I can't turn it on.
I don't. We haven't. We've sold about 400 or 500 of them, and this is the first one I've heard about that has a charging problem.
Interesting.
I'm gonna just send you another one.
Okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate it. When you have it off, do you put it always on the charger here? Do you always keep it on the charger?
Are you talking about the ring mate, or are you talking about the tech ring?
Your tech ring. So when you have the tech ring, You always...
If I'm going to use it, I put it in the charger, and then when it's green, it's ready to go.
Okay, and then after you're done using it, you put it on, and you just keep it on once it turns green. Do you turn it off? You take it off?
Oh, no, once it's green, it's fully charged.
Okay, and then take it off there. Okay.
Take it off, yeah.
And then, so just for people who buy this, one long press turns it on, right? And then when you're pairing it with your phone, do you do a short press or do you a long press?
I just flick it, and once the blue light comes on, you pair it.
So it's blue.
The confusing thing with the tech ring, and this is a regulatory issue, they wanted the European authorities and the American authorities wanted the Bluetooth off when it's on your body. Now, you know that this has about 25,000 times the amount of radiation that does, but that was a regulatory requirement. So there's one confusing thing that people have is that when it's on overnight, it's recording, and then you have to turn off the recording, turn it off, and then turn it on again to pair with a Bluetooth and upload the data.
Got it.
And to turn it off is a pull of like 2 or 3 seconds, press rather, and then turn on again. So you flick it, the blue light comes on.
Got it. Okay, so that's just a lot better. Just a flick. Yeah, it's just a small flick. The last thing we want to talk about is in the last show you were on, you talked about the female version of the tech ring, how it would be inserted or recording somehow. Yeah. So we want to explain more about that.
Yeah, happy to. But I want to make a couple points about the ring mate. So this is the form. So we want to come up with a form, and it goes inside the vagina like this. So let me see. If you had a penis here.
Okay.
It goes in the vagina. This goes in the vagina.
Got it.
This sits behind the pubic bone. And this comes around outside, and the clitoris pooches out between the two.
Pops out there. So the clitoral hood and the clitoris all come right through that hole there.
So we've actually, in the 6 couples that just tested the form alone without the sensors, everyone commented that's also it's a really good sex toy. And why is that? It's for the man, it's because the head of the penis is rubbing on this part right here.
Okay.
So it provides friction. And for the woman, the clitoris gets actually almost trapped, captured between the two sensors.
Okay.
And in 4 of the 6 couples that had sex in the missionary position, my wife and I being one of them, to our surprise, it was actually my wife says the first time she came in the missionary position in years without fingers or without a vibrator.
Interesting. So that device doesn't vibrate. It's slowly just.
We will have a vibrator in eventually.
Okay. And then,
but basically, so inside the vagina, there'll be a PCG muscle. There'll be a pressure sensor that will be able to capture PCG muscle contractions of arousal and orgasm. But more importantly, the sensors that go on both sides of the clitoris will capture clitoral engorgement, clitoral blood flow. Blood flow and temperature. So we'll be able to assess the degree of arousal as that's reflected in the amount of blood that's being held in the clitoris. No one's ever done it before.
Yeah.
So with that information, women will then be able to, what's the impact of diabetes, hypertension, atherosclerosis, obesity, upon my sexual health, smoking, recreational drugs, alcohol. Who do I like sleeping with more, Bobby or Chet? All these things can all be assessed. Women take blood pressure medication. They take SRI antidepressants. They take hormones. What's the right dose? If a woman's taking testosterone replacement therapy, what's the right dose? So we're going to be making the health, and performance of the clitoris objective for the first time.
Interesting. So, would it also, because all that engorges down there, it'll measure the engorgement as well, like blood flow.
Yeah, we're going to be measuring engorgement at the base of the glands. So we can't assess the internal clitoris,
because there's a lot in there
that come down.
Yeah,
but the base of the glands, not the tip, but the base of the glands. We're going to be measuring the size of that.
Oh wow!
As it expands.
Wow. Okay. And are you preparing to have an app for that as well, or?
Of course, there'll be Bluetooth enabled. They'll be with the Apple and Google stores. So we tested the device with a PPG sensor, like the pulse oximeters that became popular during COVID. And we were able to capture the increased oxygenation of the clitoris with arousal and with masturbation.
Got it.
And we were also with some women who were able to stay still overnight. We were able to capture nocturnal clitorerections.
Okay.
But the problem with the PPG sensor is we found it hard to stabilize the position. Slight movement would give us an inaccurate result. So we're testing it with other sensors that will increase the specificity and sensitivity of the device.
Got it. So it is intended to wear at night for women as well. Interesting.
So this device. So we want to come up with a form that would not be easily expelled, not just during sex in multiple positions. Turned out that was pretty easy, but would not be expelled by most women overnight. So I'm certain there will be some women who, if they want to keep it in, they'd have to wear panties. But for the there were 21 women who wore it overnight successfully. No, there were 18 out of 21 women who wore it overnight successfully.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I guess you would have to have something to put it in, to keep it in there.
I guess so, yeah.
Interesting.
Can I just talk about the ring there for a moment?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's hear it.
Well, two things. One, we're coming out with a quieter version in about 2 or 3 months. Both personally and from couples that have used it, a lot of people are using it 2 different ways. One, it can be taken off and put inside the vagina. In which case, speaking for myself here, and having had sex in penetrative sex thousands of times, it's totally novel to have the head of your dick, most sensitive part, being back, rubbing against a vibrator internally.
Oh, interesting. So
I recommend that to you. And a lot of women have reported that if they put it inside, kind of sits behind the pubic bone and it vibrates the clitoris from behind. And it might not be an orgasmic sensation, but it's a different sensation and a satisfying one. What I particularly like about it as a guy is if we're having sex from behind,
you got a
masturbating the clitoris is fatiguing. I'll put it that way. I'm just an old guy. I'm certain that. And Bobby probably has no problem. You can probably move your hands super fast, Bobby. But an older man like me, that's difficult. The same thing for a woman, because she has to get on one hand then and play with herself. And this becomes a relatively easy tool to use in that position.
So you put it on like this, right? I mean,
put on these 2 fingers.
Yeah, just like okay, like that.
Interesting.
There we go. I mean, that one gets all the that puts the pressure on it. All right.
Diane, make sure he remembers this.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I got it like this. Instructional.
Yeah,
videos.
the second finger and the ring finger.
Wow. Okay, and then you just kind of do all the work with that. Well, now we know how to use it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Is there instructional videos on this stuff when you on?
We're kind of in a bind with that because we're a medical company.
Yeah, you can't
as well,
really put
and we can't afford to appear to be a sex toy. It's a sex toy. Although frankly, I think that the goal, I think every physician should be advising their patients about how to have hands-free penetrative sex, right? Don't you guys all agree that doctors should be at an early age be advising about that?
Oh yeah, well I mean sexual health is just as important as physical health and mental and emotional health, and I feel like doctors should also include this when they give routine exams.
Doctors should be asking what positions you're having sex in, how many positions you're having sex in. You need to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much, Dr. Elliot. I really appreciate all of this. I will send you my anomalies of my pictures there, and so we'll give it another shot now that we got some more feedback on how to use stuff. So, yeah. Well, Dr. Elliot, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for answering our follow-up questions. Please keep the good ideas rolling. We're excited to hear about the female version of this, and yeah, we'll keep in touch.
Excellent.
All right.
Stay firm, guys.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one. Always a pleasure to have Dr. Elliot on. I enjoyed his devices, and
apparently Chet's an anomaly with his
I am an
balls
anomaly.
And his
they just go
there.
all over the place.
Chet, you're special. I always knew how special you were.
Yeah, look at that thing. I don't know. I'm pretty proud of it, even though it's just an anomaly, but whatever. So, Bobby, this is the first time you're hearing about this product. What do you think about the whole thing?
Well, it sounds like something I'd be interested in definitely trying, just to kind of see, and I want to compare data, and see see how.
See if you can get a squiggly line.
See if I can get those squiggles going.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're as special as Chet is.
I don't know.
Also, apparently I'm the only one who has cold balls when my balls are strapped like that. So, didn't think that was a thing. I thought it was pretty normal that my balls are hanging outside. It was like, no, you need to have your balls out at all times there, Chet. So,
yeah, definitely.
I guess
Cool them off.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I like to sleep cold, so my balls want to, sink back in to warm themselves up. So, or I just have a lot of testosterone, as Dr. Elliot was saying, because I like to fuck all the time.
Yeah, it's a major problem.
Probably
just
what it
too
is.
much,
Too much
too
tea.
much to handle.
Yeah, too much tea. Low T is not a thing with me. It's high T. So I'm sorry, Diane. That's why I want to have sex all the time.
All the time.
I know. She's just like, geez, is that all you think about? I'm like, yes, it is.
Morning, noon,
Well,
night.
look at her. She's beautiful.
Nighttime.
She walks around naked around the house, and I'm
Diane,
just
what do you
like,
expect?
yeah.
I mean, I don't believe in you're asking for it.
Oh, jeez. Yikes. I don't believe that either. She can wear whatever she wants.
Or nothing, I guess.
But like, so we have
Yeah,
clear shower doors, and she right before the show, she was taking a shower, and I just kind of opened up the door and started, sucking on her tits because they're super hot, and so
As you do, yeah.
yeah,
He does.
yeah. So that's me. High testosterone. Balls like to go in my body is something that I didn't know
Apparently so.
about. Yeah. So
Well, speaking of in the body, he was showing how the female device works. I didn't fully understand exactly what. Did you guys get that?
So this is the second time that he did explain this, and I understand it more now.
Yeah.
So it goes like in, and then like this goes like if you
out.
see if like my thumb, this goes around the clit, and then like the fingers go up around the perineal sponge in there, and so you can have sex with that inside. And also you can keep it in at night, but if you don't have something holding
Underwear,
it in,
then it's gonna fall out,
it's gonna
which is not
pop
gonna
back
work
out.
because I don't like wearing.
Diane doesn't
underwear.
wear underwear ever. She's not wearing underwear right now, so yeah.
Diane, did it seem like that item was a little bit large,
Yes.
It seemed huge.
especially with a penis also? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that seems-
I wanted to say that too. 'Cause it did seem a little large because we've tried devices where a penis goes in and a device goes in, and I didn't like it because it was just
Too much.
too much.
Yeah.
Too much for me.
Maybe if your lover had a very small penis.
But I mean, that dildo that he was showing, that thing was
pretty big.
that was a giant dildo. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing was.
I think he was using that
As an-
to make a point and maybe to make it seem less intimidating.
I
Because
just-
to scale, if you think
Oh,
about
to scale,
that being
right.
a normal size
yeah.
penis,
Yeah.
then that doesn't seem as large.
Well, I'm
Right.
sorry. I
And
just thought it
next
was
to,
normal because that's like the size of mine.
Baby arm size.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was that
Yeah.
too big? To,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like slightly under.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
yeah.
the average
That was
penis-
like far above average. I'm slightly above average. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the average erection in the U.S. is 5.4 inches. And
Yeah.
then 5.7 for worldwide average. And that's from the base to the tip of the glands.
Yep.
Fully erect. 5.7 isn't very big, so
I believe that is less than the length of a toilet paper roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So, but yeah, I was wondering if he had different sizes for different women.
Yeah, because I would think each woman would want either a small size or a larger size.
Yeah. Well, also about putting in the tongue like inside. I'm like
That
that
too.
seems fine, but like
I
if you're a shallow vagina, your penis is only going to go in a few
Yeah.
inches before getting hit by that. So.
Also, or if your vagina is very deep, then pushing it in
Oh yeah.
all the way and then retrieving it seems like it might be
Hard to get out?
challenging
Yeah.
or maybe unpleasant.
Oh yeah.
But, maybe like it's that pain pleasure thing.
Yeah, you don't want it to get too smashed in there. 'Cause
I mean, I think that again, this is having to do with the size of the penis. If you push that in there and you have a small to average size penis, then that probably does feel good. But if you have a large penis, the woman is going to scream in pain because you are going to be jamming her cervix.
yeah.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
then that would not feel good, no.
Well, also, if like, let's say you're a woman who has a spacious vagina, and then a man who has a small penis with having the female device.
That would balance
For the
each other out.
record,
Yeah.
you looked at me and said small penis. I do not have a small
Right.
penis. I said slightly above average.
Slightly above average.
Thank you very
Bobby,
much.
Bobby, nobody believes
We
you.
call it a Goldie cock. We call it a Goldie cock.
Right at him.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
Small
Goldie
penis.
cock.
There it is. Yeah.
Slightly above average.
Slightly above.
Average is 5.7, so I'm feeling pretty damn big. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
But you can work with what you've got. It's really
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I work with it.
Yeah,
I
'cause
make
There
it
you
work.
go.
You always got
Yeah.
tongues. We all have tongues, unless you got one cut out. But
Yeah.
it's a different
Oh.
story.
unusual circumstance.
Very,
Yeah.
Quite. That's like some Game of Thrones shit right
Oh
there.
yeah.
You don't want that.
So,
Yeah.
World
Or-
according to Garp.
What was it?
The World according to Garp.
did Garp
Did
get
anyone
his
read
tongue?
that?
I heard of it.
No, there was the Janians. And they all had their tongues taken out.
Oh, that's messed up.
Oh.
I just want to see this for comparison. I have a long tongue,
Okay,
and
let's
that's why
see.
Diane's really happy because I have a long tongue. But
Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
I
yours
feel.
is
It's
longer.
very short. This tongue is short. Yes. It's longer.
Yeah.
It's much longer.
Yeah, definitely.
pat
You
myself
should
on the back.
definitely
There it
feel good
is.
about the length of your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have modeled after my tongue.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Because it's like this one's like, oh, that's hard. Like that.
Look at that. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta, so you have to like extrude your bottom jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, it gets it out.
And you do that facial position.
Yeah. Mm. He can
Yeah.
lick his own nose.
Yeah. There you go.
Lick my chest.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid talent you got there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like a cool guy.
He
Like,
had the
seems like someone I
best
want.
hair.
Beautiful hair.
Beautiful.
That's what
Yeah.
makes him such a great guy, right?
The hair. Yeah.
Beauty.
It's all over the hair. Well, let's move on to a caller.
Do you have a caller coming in?
We do have a caller here. It looks like his name is Chris. He has a question. He wants to know if he's allowed to squirt.
Oh, to squirt. All right. Well, you are talking sex live with Chet and Diane. Is this Chris?
Hey, it's Chris the Piss on
Oh.
WROK in the morning.
What the fuck? Chris!
What's
That's
going
right,
on?
I'm back.
Chris.
Oh, it's been a long time, Chet and Diane.
Yeah.
Hubba, hubba.
How'd you get in our sound system? That's weird. Damn it,
Okay,
Chris.
all right, dude.
All right. So it's been a while. Somehow you're on our soundboard
Yeah.
for just a calling. So, which is funny. We did miss you. What have you been up to, Chris?
Oh, I still don't have a job.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
No, ever since doing your show, I've felt lost. But what I did find was my libido. I've been on a sexual reawakening of sorts.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, man. I don't know if I like it. You're taking over the soundboard. I don't.
Yeah.
It's my,
Yeah.
Kind of my
That's
thing.
Bobby's.
right.
He's our
All
producer right now.
soundboards
Yeah.
are owned by disc jockeys across the country.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll allow it.
Yeah, well, just for Chris.
for Chris.
We do miss you and we do enjoy your sound effects there. So, but you actually have a question about sexual relationship health. Is that correct, Chris?
That is correct. I've been having a lot of sexual relations of late.
Okay.
And something's been happening. The awakening that I've been through after being a part of your show and getting to chat with you, Chet, and
Diane.
Diane.
Oh, yeah, that's
Awakening.
sexy. Yeah, what's the sick?
Very spiritual.
Something's going on downstairs, and it's not just Chris the Piss in the morning. It's Chris the Piss all day and night.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so
All right.
so
But I'm a little embarrassed because I didn't know if men are allowed to do this, but I seem to be. I'm not coming.
Okay.
It's not come. I do come. All right. Yeah. I don't have
good
any
to know.
problem
I'm glad you're
with that.
coming.
I do come at some point, but with I have a problem where something else is coming out at random times when it feels real good.
Okay.
okay,
All
so
right.
that's still ejaculate, regardless.
Urine. Could it be urine?
Pre-cum?
Well, I mean, so you have ejaculate that comes out of your penis that's not fully like.
Pre-cum.
Yeah, it's
Pre-cum, that's what
pre-cum.
it is,
So it's
yeah.
more of lubricant. So is that what's going on, or? Are you urinating?
No, I mean I am legitimate. Like it's a fire hose. I am squirting.
Okay.
If I were
All
a
right.
lady, you'd be saying I'm a squirt machine.
Got it. So
Congratulations.
that's great. So I do know if you rub your prostate, it will go ahead and make you squirt. It makes your semen more liquidy.
Oh, definitely.
more
Yeah.
aqueous, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Viscous. No,
Viscous, that's the opposite.
less viscous. Yeah, aqueous. Yeah. So, is that what's going on? Do you have a butt plug?
Yeah, that's a good one, Chris. The piss is known as the acquiescence.
All right. So it sounds. So you're farting.
Okay.
So do you have like something going up your anus? Are you getting your prostate massaged or
Yeah,
pleased?
do you have acquiescence coming out of your ass? Is that what that
Oh, that would be good.
Well, that's look. It's trade secrets how we do the recordings for the soundboards. Okay, we don't need to get into that.
Oh,
Gotcha. Yeah.
but so, I mean, is it becoming a problem? I mean, obviously you're calling in and you're asking about this. Is it something that's you're concerned about, or you're just seeing if it's normal, or is it causing like?
I must admit that most of the time it's just personal. I feel ashamed of myself.
Yeah, I heard you asking permission for squirting, which is something your body is just naturally doing. You don't need permission, Chris.
So do your partners get weirded out, or do they get concerned, or do they just like, is it too much, or do they think that you're coming or too early?
Well, that's part of the problem, because when I do come, I usually say, "Where do you want it?"
Oh,
Okay.
got it. So, but you're not saying where do you want it?
Right.
It's just coming out, and
Because I can't control it.
got it. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, Ember, have you been able to squirt at all?
You know, I had always wanted to squirt and just hadn't been able to get there with any of my lovers. But my last lover, which was a while ago, I've actually taken about a year of just being celibate. So my last lover was an older man, older than me. And for some reason, my body knew that he was going to be able to help me with that. And he did.
He made you squirt?
He made me squirt.
So,
Yeah, a lot.
really?
A
So
lot.
it takes wisdom. It takes like
wisdom.
Very.
I think there's something in maybe, as you get older, there's something about men that becomes squirtatious.
Oh.
So maybe, I
That's
thought
the
that
scientific term, I think.
squirtatiousness was as we were spiritually communing, I thought that he was, or maybe that he had something about him, but maybe what you're experiencing, Chris, is what I felt with that lover, that squirtatiousness, and maybe that's just coming from inside you. Once he made me squirt, now I can make myself squirt.
Oh, interesting. So do you
like
do
he
it on your own?
unlocked something.
Do you do it on your own?
Yes.
Nice. So Diane's been trying to squirt for a while now, and we've been reading books on it, and it's actually one of our New Year's resolutions.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we haven't gotten
Solid.
to it yet. So it's just, I mean, it's about the urethral sponge, right? It's about rubbing that the right way when orgasm. Is that right there?
I couldn't tell you what physically makes it happen, because for me, it was just a really spiritual, vibrational thing. Also, it was very vigorous fingering involved in that first time. Very vigorous.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The secret word of the day, fingering.
Wow. Okay.
Caller number 10 is going to win an all-expenses-paid trip to the Baseball Hall of Fame in lovely Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, there it is.
So is there a problem with your lovers when they're performing fellatio on you, that it's just too much cum? Because sometimes when I go down on Chet and we got a vibrator in his butthole and I'm sucking his dick, it's just a lot of ejaculation that comes to where I'm like,
It comes out her nose.
Right.
Well,
It's
I do feel
explode.
safe with you
Kind of
guys, so I'm okay with admitting to you that, my last one actually drowned.
Oh, that's not something to be proud of.
No, that's
Like
Oh.
died?
Police?
I did. I mean, did
Choked
you
on
call?
it?
Yeah, did you call
Chris?
like emergency to get them like resuscitated or what?
No!
Okay, all right.
I think he just committed to a crime.
No, that's not. Yeah, don't. Yeah, maybe don't hit the laughing button on that one, man. I don't know.
So wait. So you seriously, somebody died and you didn't, or you just left?
I don't know. I mean, the sex stopped, so I got out of there.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know
All
what
right.
happened.
So you don't know if she's
So you
dead.
just
so you,
left her there deading.
Deading.
Deadening.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just choking on it because it was just too much.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, God, I hope she's okay.
No, I think she
Hey,
died.
hey, who's not so progressive now? Just assuming that it was a woman.
Oh, okay.
well,
All right.
still, I mean, it's still
you go.
manslaughter. I think
Yeah, man or woman. I think that's
yeah.
still the
Did you
term,
by
right?
ejaculate?
Well, I mean, if
can
you
kill
caused
somebody
a
with
death, even if it was by accident,
So
and you
if I
left the
choke on
scene,
your semen, manslaughter right there, Chet.
Yeah.
I could get
Sucking your
charged
dick and you squirt
with
on my
involuntary
Well,
manslaughter.
if he leaves you there,
Yeah, if they leave you
choking,
there
then
and don't
yes.
report it. If I'm like, then it's just an accident, and of
Right.
course there's going to be an investigation.
Right. But she made it happen, so does that make it a suicide? Or like, I don't know.
No, I just think it's
It's
just
called
an
an
accident.
accident.
It's just an
Yeah,
accident.
yeah.
But if I was to leave and not
You
report
guys
it, then
are
it's
bringing up a lot of
manslaughter.
nostalgia for me. Did you know my first partner on my first morning show was Marvin Manslaughter in the mornings?
Oh,
No,
wow,
I did not
really?
know that. Okay.
Where
My
was-
mother told me about that.
Where was that at? Not
Oh,
sure.
that was in a tiny place in Hell, Michigan.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a real place.
Yeah.
Wow.
All
Makes
right.
sense. Okay.
Nice. Well, so I'm a little confused exactly. So you're having sex, and then all of a sudden it just gets insanely wet, and you don't know what's going on. Is that? Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, to use a term Ember brought up, the Ember explosion. I've been squirtacious.
Okay.
Squirtaceous.
Squirtaceous.
All right.
Gotcha.
Cool. So, I mean, obviously it's a problem if you think people are drowning off of it. So it is,
But that just might be a matter of control.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But with
And also just a conscience, just basic morality, not leaving someone dying.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a big
I
one.
mean, maybe it was figurative. Maybe it was.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
Could be.
You know.
But
I felt like I was choking on Chet's sometimes. And I had
Yeah.
to like, ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you haven't died yet.
No.
Thank God.
No.
I haven't had to
But
resuscitate her.
I think
yeah,
in
like you can't
French
suck
the word
just
for
one.
orgasm.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
No,
What was that?
the word for orgasm in
In-
French is small death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Petit mot.
Petite, yes.
Petit mot.
Oui, oui.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like the awesomest name for an orgasm. Small death.
But sorry, go ahead, Chris. What were you saying?
Oh, that I agree with you.
Oh,
Oh,
very
Okay.
nice. So,
okay.
but all right. So
Look, I don't know if any of my former partners have died as a result
Oh,
of
that's
our
good.
sex. I get out
That's
of there
good.
before any of that matters.
Okay.
I know that I ask them where they want to come and if they want me to start doing things to make me come in the first place.
okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
So your problem though is that it's starting to interrupt your actual sex life because you're ejaculating without notice and it's not going where you want it to go. It's just getting wet all over. Is that right?
Yeah, and it seems like we live in a society that maybe looks down on men for doing things that are more traditionally female endeavors.
Chris, what I'm really hearing from you is that your identity, this feels too feminine for you, and that you see yourself as someone who is too masculine for this, and your own opinion of masculinity involves not squirting. Right? So maybe if you could just be a little bit more accepting of yourself and what your body is doing, it wouldn't really matter what anyone else thought was acceptable to come out of a man's penis.
Yeah. Just get in touch with your woman's side.
Or
a little
just-
bit. Female side. You know.
Doesn't even have to call feminine side.
Feminine,
Just
yeah.
with your body.
It's
You
your
just,
body.
Yeah.
As long as it's
exactly.
just safe, sane, and consensual, as long as you're letting your partner know that this is going to happen, and if they're okay with it, then go wild. Just
Yeah.
put down some plastic
Hey,
sheets.
you got with Chris the Piss. Prepare to get pissed on.
Is it
Yeah.
piss? Is it piss, Chris?
Is that why
Are
they
you
call
pissing
you
on it?
Chris the Piss?
Oh my God.
I'm having an epiphany. Are you having an
Oh.
epiphany? Is that why they call you Chris the Piss? Because you ejaculate like prematurely? It's not really premature ejaculate. It's just it's pre-cum.
Yeah. But it sounds like he's just pissing. Is that?
Is it
that-
piss?
No, I mean up to this point, I got the name because I would literally piss myself on the seat doing the morning show because I refused to get up.
Got it.
Yeah,
You just do these
definitely.
marathon You're like
Yeah.
Cory Booker doing morning shows.
Yeah, or like those people at film festivals that like they'll just wear a diaper so that they don't have to get up during the movie. You know what I mean? Like they just
That's a great
They're
idea.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. I'm just like Cory Booker, just without the morals or
Got it.
ethics.
Clearly.
okay. Yeah, that's pretty apparent. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Ember has changed something in my mind.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, that it's okay that what you're doing.
I think you're right. I'm too worried about it. It's really about me. It's just in me. It's my own identity that I'm ashamed of.
That's all that it is.
yeah.
I think that you should spend the next week by yourself squirting as much as possible. Does your squirt fluid smell different than urine or cum?
Because they both have very distinct smells to it. So.
Yeah, no, it definitely smells like pee.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. There we
My
go.
squirt does not smell like pee, so
Yeah.
this is, but again, you're male.
Deductive
Okay.
reasoning. I think we could maybe.
Regardless of what it is, you find it pleasurable and you are judging yourself about it, which is causing disharmony in your own vibration, which isn't good for you connecting with your higher self, you know? So just spend this week and smell and touch your squirt. You know, maybe sit in a bathtub with no water in it and just squirt as many times as you can and just rub it all over your body.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay? Just
Sexy.
really accept it.
I'm gonna get high as fuck and touch myself.
All
All
right.
There you
right.
go.
I like that.
I like
Story of my life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I think we pointed you in the right direction there,
Yeah, Chris.
Chris.
Go ahead and bring us home with some of those classic Chris the Piss sound effects because we love them so much.
Okay. Really? Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's doing that. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, that's one of the old standbys there.
Have a good night there, Chris. We miss you. We'll hope to have you back on the show as a producer. We'll get you back here soon enough.
I love you, Chet and Diane.
Love you.
It's Chris the Piss on WROK in the morning, signing off until tomorrow.
Namaste, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right. Cool.
Wow. Well, it was great to hear, Chris. I'm sorry not to put you on the spot there, Bobby. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, we love having you on. I was just,
Yeah.
he
He kind of took over the soundboard. I don't know how he did
and
that. That was-
and then also just like us talking about him and being on and stuff. We love you here. So, but like,
Thanks, man.
yeah,
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
no,
Thanks a lot.
yeah.
Okay.
But you know, he's a special soul.
Chet, that was really good communication with Bobby
you like that?
right there. I'm really enjoying this type of space where you preemptively, before he said anything about his feelings, he didn't have an attitude, anything, you knew that he might be hurt, and so you addressed it. And I just think that's really good.
I'm working on being an empath.
Yeah,
really
this
good.
was a good demonstration.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
yeah.
I appreciate it, man. You know, but I'm good. You know, I'm chilling. I've got my, slightly above average cock. I'm really confident about it, and I'm cool, man. Chris the Piss can take over the soundboard anytime. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Yeah. No, he does a good job there. So
He was definitely just peeing on women, right?
maybe.
Seemed like it.
Yeah. If it smelled like
I'm
pee.
pretty
Yeah.
sure.
And if he
that's what that
peed while his name is Chris the Piss.
Yeah, and I
so-
think he
Okay.
drowned the woman with his piss.
I hope not.
yeah.
I don't want to be an accomplice in any way or.
No.
I mean,
yeah.
it's done. What's
Yeah,
done is done.
Yeah.
what is that called when you have to report, mandated reporter or something?
Yeah.
Sure, but that's only if there's something happening or about to happen. If something already did happen,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
not there.
Well,
you're
this
not
will
an
be
accomplice unless-
evidence, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially in the future.
Play this in
yeah.
court, maybe. Yeah. Well, get views on our podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
a pretty grim way to do it, but
Yeah, definitely.
But-
But I mean, other than that, he seems like a pretty chill guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
we love
Yeah,
Chris the Piss.
I like
I'm
him.
glad to have him back on
Yeah,
here. So yeah.
That's the end of our show.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with Dr. Elliot and Chris the Piss. And we also had fun with our good producer, Bobby. Thank you very much.
And Ember.
Our
namaste.
wonderful spiritual financial advisor. Namaste indeed. And have a good evening, everybody. Please keep it safe, sane, and consensual.
Good night.